going downtown today. I'm gonna share my stream too. On Messenger. What type of Christian am I? Since I said I'm a Christian, I'm a King James only, faith alone, all says Christian. There's different types of Christians, and my doctrinal stance position is King James only, faith alone, all says, which means I teach that salvation is by faith alone. Meaning the only person who does to get saved is to believe the gospel one time, and if and when they do, not only do they get saved, but they will stay saved automatically, which means there's nothing that person can do to lose the salvation. And I don't fruit inspect, meaning if a person is sinning in a certain way, I don't go, okay, that proves the lost. Because the truth is, a lost person is capable of committing any sin. A saved person is capable of committing any sin the lost person is capable of committing. I live in a country where LGBTQ is big, but that doesn't make me afraid to speak the truth, being salt and light in this world, and speak the truth that the Bible teaches. It's a sin to be gay. Now in Sweden, LGBTQ is strong, and they have even like government laws that's like different and proud or something like this. I looked into this. There's some kind of law in Sweden where the government is like promoting LGBTQ rights and stuff like this. So I'm a Christian, and unlike a lot of Christians, I'm not a coward that's afraid to teach the gospel, to make videos, talk about Jesus. I'm not afraid of speaking the truth, not just in anonymous YouTube comments. It's common as I look at Christian YouTube channels, churches, and I see people in comments like, let's say the pastor makes a video, it's a sin to be gay, it's a sermon, or abortion is murder, and it's like people like amen or something like this, behind an anonymous account. So unfortunately it makes me aware that I'm a Christian that is not harmed by anonymity, and I'm being salt and light and letting my light shine. See, I'm not normally light a candle put on a bushel. So I'm a Christian, and I'm open with what I believe. See, I'm not a Christian hiding, scared, maybe like, I can't say this, people think, well, whatever. Okay. So yeah, I'm a Christian. The Bible teaches sin to be gay, and yeah, I'm also pro-Israel. There's another not popular opinion to have in Sweden. I'm pro-Jew, pro-Israel. So I'm a Christian. The only way to heaven is through Christ, and this Islam is big in Sweden too. So unfortunately, it's rare to have the level of courage that I do. Where it's like I'm living in a nation. I mean, I see Americans talk about the Islamic takeover and hyping fear of Islam. I live in Sweden. There's like mass immigration. And I mean, if I would do IRL streaming and like film from my balcony, or just walk around the city, you see people in burqas, you see Muslims. So Islam is this more like the numbers Muslims in Sweden than in America. And I don't hate Muslims, but me saying that the only way to heaven is through the Lord Jesus Christ, that contradicts Islamic teaching as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know. So I'm a Christian, and I teach what the Bible teaches. It's a sin to be gay. The only way to heaven is through the Lord Jesus Christ and his finished work on the cross. The Bible teaches, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man cometh unto the Father but by me, is what the Bible teaches. So that really says, but what about Krishna or Vishnu or Muhammad or Buddha or something like this? What do I say? The Bible teaches how to go to heaven. Okay, the Father, God the Father. Jesus Christ said, the Lord Jesus Christ, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man cometh unto the Father but by me. Which means the only way to go to heaven is through the Lord Jesus Christ. See? So, I'm a Christian, a faith-long Christian, And it's like, it's not that valuable to just say, I'm a Christian. Because most people that say they're a Christian, is not a real Christian. It's like most people in this world, the world knows more. They know fake Christianity. People go, I'm a Christian, and then how do you say a prayer, repent of your sins, get baptized, or it's like they're a Catholic, they go to mass and stuff like this. But unfortunately, it's rare to be a real Christian practicing biblical Christianity. So I'm a Christian. What type of Christian? I'm a faith-long King James only Christian, which means I teach that the Bible is the King James Bible in English. I teach that salvation is by faith alone in the Lord Jesus Christ and his work on the cross. What does that mean? Only believing, okay? As opposed to working, as opposed to doing something to get saved. And I believe that it's a sin to be gay, and I believe that, and I'm also pro-Israel, okay? I'm pro-Israel, pro-Jew. So, unfortunately, it's a really real courage, okay? Because I'm living in Sweden, and Sweden has more Muslims than America per capita, whatever. It's like statistics. If you look at total inhabitants in the country, in Sweden it's around 10 million. And like how many Muslims are in Sweden? There's going to be more Muslims in Sweden than America per 100,000 inhabitants. Okay. Islam is big here. LGBTQ is big in Sweden. And there's a lot of, like, in Sweden, Israel bad, okay? Jews are bad. Ideology. Like, anti-Semitism has made an upswing again, where it's actually held globally. And you can't look at, like, YouTube videos or Instagram posts or whatever, without, if you check the comments, there always be people, like, spamming Jew hatred in the comment section. So, I'm a Christian. The Bible teaches it's sin to be gay. I'm pro-Israel, pro-Jew, okay? And the only way to heaven is through Christ. See? Now, like the Founding Fathers, just because I believe that I'm for freedom of religion, which means I'm for Islamic people. Muslims should have a right to wear religious attire. They should have the right to read their religious book. They should have the right to go to a mosque and say their prayers, whatever they do. And they should be able to have a Buddha statue in the home and light incense to it. They have the right to religious freedom. So I'm for religious freedom. Yes, I'm going downtown, and one of the things I'm going to do is buy a bottle of whiskey. And I have already. Sometimes people come to my chat. The world has been influenced by, the church has been influenced by Christianity. Where it's like I see pastors go, I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. And it's like, as if like, oh, I'm such a good Christian. There's no Bible verse that says that it's a sin to smoke cigarettes. Go ahead and prove to me there's a sin to smoke cigarettes. You can't from the Bible. But for some reason, the world, most Christians, like, in their mind, they just believe it's a sin to smoke cigarettes. See? And they can't show a verse that says it is. And then a lot of Christians, it's like, if I buy whiskey or if I'm on camera and I sip on whiskey, there'd be Christian coming, Mike, you're sinning, you're a bad person. I guess you're a Muslim. Maybe are you a Muslim? And not a Christian. Because Islam teaches it's a sin, haram, to even taste alcohol. Whereas the Bible doesn't teach you can't drink alcohol. The Bible does teach, and be not drunk with wine when it is excess, I think it says. So the Bible does say don't get drunk, okay? It doesn't say you're not allowed to drink alcohol. So the Bible doesn't forbid drinking alcohol. Like if you're having dinner, you have wine with dinner, or the drinking. The Bible doesn't prohibit consuming alcoholic beverages. The Bible speaks against getting drunk, okay? Which, all the years, I only know like one time in several years that I was drunk, like obviously. It's not like a rule. If you taste alcohol, now you're drunk. Okay. So you tasted alcohol, now you're drunk. No, you say, what, where did you draw the line where you're drunk? Most of the time I've been drinking. Sometimes I have podcasts and I'm drinking whiskey when I'm having a podcast. The things like this. I mean, if I look at those videos, I can't tell I'm being drunk, understand? I'm not less coherent in those videos where I've been drinking than I am now. It's not like any signs of being drunk, see? It's like I'm not like having a hard time walking and stumbling or like slurring my words. Okay. So there's no like difference in the times where I've been drinking on camera or drinking before going on camera. It's like most of the time, if I've been drinking a day, I don't end up being drunk, understand? That meaning on camera, there's no signs that I'm drunk. So drinking alcohol is not a sin in the Bible. But I did think about this with like a lot of Christians. It's like if I have a podcast like a live stream and I'm drinking whiskey or something like this, they come in and act like it's a sin, and it's like yeah, maybe next time I hit them with like, are you a Muslim? If a Christian comes, Mike, you're sinning by drinking whiskey or something like this. Are you a Muslim? Because the Bible doesn't teach it's a sin to drink alcohol, like you can't do it. But I actually Googled and I went like, doesn't the Muslims teach? I'm not expert in Islam, but I said, isn't it that the Muslims teach you can't drink at all? So when they Google like Islam alcohol, and then it says, yes, the Islam teaches you can't even taste alcohol. See? You can't drink any amount of alcohol. I guess it's similar to like the rules about pork, like you can't eat any amount of pork. It's haram in the system. So anyway, I gotta put on some chat restrictions here. And this is not a channel that's a free for all where I let people show up in my chat and be rude and disrespectful and let them get away with it. Okay, people get blocked. If people come in being rude, disrespectful, they trigger me, so-called. They make me angry. So if people show up being rude, disrespectful, they get blocked. This is not a free for all where people can just show up and do whatever they want. Yeah, så man kanske tar det då. What does it mean that I'm a target video? That means I'm the target of a secret persecution program called Gangster videos. And today, as I go outside, as every time I go outside, there's going to be people who get sent to go by, yeah, they're so-called gang stalking perps, flying monkey minions. And it's not every person that work out all outside, but that's part of being a gang stalker video. I'm not going to pretend that it's not. Meaning, if you're a target video target gang stalker, as I am, cyberstalk is part of it, so a lot of people get sent to my channel to attack me on my channel, or cyberstalkers working the program, gang stalking program. And a lot of people that, every time I go outside, these people are sent to go where I am. If I go into a store, these people get sent into that store, or agents. So let's say there's like 20 shoppers in the store, 2 to 4 to 6 of those would be agents, gang stalkers. Do you understand? So anytime I go somewhere, there's people that are sent to appear around me in the same place. That are agents that work for this program, hence the term gang stalking. Because every time you go in private, people are sent to go where you are. I'm being persecuted. Being a total little Christian, that means I'm being persecuted. This program is persecution. And a major total attack is called narcissistic abuse tactics. So anyway, why not teach a little bit more? Some Christians teach, so I did teach that it's a sin to be gay, okay? And some radical Christians teach that they want the government to have a capital punishment for homosexuals. I don't, okay? I'm not one of those Stephen Anderson, the hate preacher, who's preaching that he wants there to be a capital punishment for homosexuals. And people that promote that, they go to the Old Testament. And it's like people don't understand. So it's like if Christians teaching we should have a capital punishment for homosexuals, You know, first of all, we're not the theocratic kingdom of Israel. See, we're not the kingdom of Israel. We God ran the government. See, so personally, if I had to decide, I go for my hot take would be capital punishment, yes or no. I go no, and I go life in prison as the highest punishment. Why? Because governments are just not corrupt now, and you can't trust the government with that amount of power to end citizens' life. Because seeing how corrupt governments are now, that opens up for a way to take people out that the government doesn't like by framing them or something like this. You look at how powerful governments are and how corrupt they are, and the technology we have now. They had the ability to frame people, had the ability to be able to use the capital punishment to take out dissidents or people they don't like. That's one of the risks. And also just how many people get wrongfully committed. And in America, stuff like this. They get convicted of a crime, then later on they appeal and get released because they were innocent. Okay? So, the risk of innocence being unalive by the government, coupled with the risk of people being framed and the government using capital punishment as a way to get rid of people, all these things, I'm not for capital punishment for anything, I would say. Life in prison as the highest punishment makes more sense to me. And Christians argue for the capital punishment for homosexuals and stuff like this. They had to go to the Old Testament when God ran the government in Israel. They had a capital punishment on homosexuals. Now, interesting how Steve Nelson is like, God also had a capital punishment for a married man sleeping with a woman he's not married to, which is more common in America and Sweden, of a sexual immorality sin than homosexual sexual sin. So you have more straight people being unalive by the government if you take the Old Testament system and apply it to Sweden and America. See? Because God had a capital punishment not just for homosexuals, sodomy, but for adultery. Which means if a married man sleeps with another woman, God had a capital punishment for that. See? He didn't only have a capital punishment for homosexuals. He had a capital punishment for adultery. See? And all kinds of other things. So, there'd be more straight people being capital punishment, getting that than gays. If you would take like the Old Testament law and apply it to Sweden and America. It's another thing. Unfortunately, the world has fallen for this secular view on homosexuality, where a lot of Christian pastors are casual teaching, where they think, like the world, that it's like homosexuality is like a flip, like a switch that's been flipped. It's like, yeah, gays, they're locked into being gay now. Understand? Where in reality, a person is not like some people have become gay and can't stop being that way. It's like some people are pornosexuals. So a flip has been switched and they're pornosexual now. They engage in this sexual immorality, weird perversion of looking at strangers in porn videos and masturbating to it, like a peeping Tom type of sexual perversion, which is common. And I guess they're pornosexual now. That flip has been switched because for years now they have that sexual peeping Tom, watching strangers have sex with each other, weird sexual immorality scene that most people have. They're watching porn, right? I don't, including Christians. So it's like, well, they are a pornosexual now. No, the human sin nature makes a person able to get into homosexuality, adultery, fornication. So gays don't have a monopoly on sexual immorality sins. And that's kind of how the church, I can see how part of the toxicity of modern churches is like scapegoating dynamic, where it's like the gays and the abortionists, okay, are the problem. But they are themselves guilty of sexual immorality sins by watching porn all the time, which is a common problem, which is also sexual immorality, fornication, adultery. So, anyway, I'm not gonna have this be a huge sermon. I'm getting ready to go outside. I gotta go to the liquor store, buy a bottle of whiskey. Then if they're out of the whiskey, I'll buy something else, maybe a bottle of gin or something else. Okay. And I'm not recommending alcohol or marketing it to people. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to go to the liquor store in this live vlog IRL stream and buy some liquor. Yeah, samma Christian tar det vidare. Det tar det säkert på skuldspråk called gang stalking. And this program sends people to stalk and harass me and target psychological warfare and other types of targeting every time I go outside. And since I've been attacked physically by this program, sprayed with chemicals and shot with a dart gun before, I dress up and wear multiple laser clothing to protect my body from dart gun attacks. I've been shot at leg before with a dart gun, and I have permanent damage to my right leg from that. That could have been a failed murder attempt by the program. And after that, I make sure I wear multiple color laser clothing to make it harder to get a dart from my close into my body. Some target tactics are directed speech, directed conversation, and it's a big part of the target that I get is called narcissistic dominance abuse tactics, which narcissistic dominance abuse tactics. One way I get persecuted is with lies, where the program gets 5 monkeys to say that I'm gay, which is attacking me with lies as psychological warfare. I'm not joking, that's been a theme in the targeting, where the program will tell me, you're gay, Mike, you're gay. I'm not gay, understand? I'm not sexually attracted to other men. I'm a straight man, 100% straight, do you understand? But that's one of the ways I get persecuted by this program. With lies, see? They send people to attack with lies. You're gay, Mike, you're gay, you're homosexual. And it could be something like, they have a fly monkey to put on a t-shirt that says like gays or something like this. Then as a way to remind me, like they're saying that I'm gay. Okay. So yeah, I'm not gay. And it's like a minority. It's like the freak sell out weirdo Christian death cult, stalking, murder cult members. They're part of this secret network, global network of gang stalking. They might be like to justify the evils we're doing to this Christian being persecuted, and we think we're doing God a service, see, by doing this. The times we come and we say killed, we think we do God a service. Some of these Christians work this one that slowly murder me, and they tried to murder me before. They think that them being part of this is an upstanding, good Christian. We're good Christians by being involved in this. See? This program has tried to murder me before, and it's worked in targeting ways. They could have killed me several times, and it's worked in targeting until I die from the targeting. That's what the program does. Now it's like nobody outside of these cults believe the weird freak cult member nut job stuff about me, like Mike's a Nephilim or Mike's a homosexual. It's like there's nobody in the right mind is actually believing that, understand? It's like it's just the cults, like Christian gang stalkers are part of this gang stalking program, and other people are not Christians all the time. They're like, yeah, Mike's a Nephilim or something like this, or he's a gay, or he's this bad thing. There's nobody else like in the real world that actually believes that, understand? It's like when I go live on TikTok or YouTube and have hundreds of viewers, there's nobody that starts watching thinks that I'm gay or like a shape-shifting Nephilim or something weird like that, which is part of what this program has been doing. It's like gaslight. It's like if I might say that I'm a Nephilim serpent seed that doesn't have a human soul or things like this. I'm not joking. That's actually part of the psychological warfare they used on me. Like that narrative, like the Nephilim narrative. It'll be saying I'm a Nephilim. And there's nobody in the right mind that actually believes that. Yeah, so a lot of Christians, Christian pastors don't understand. We're trying to get back to, they want the government to be like Israel. That's the point. The theocratic kingdom of Israel, God ran the whole government, see. Kind of important detail there, okay? Which means judges had the Holy Spirit command them to help them make right decisions. The priest class, the Holy Spirit would be indwelling them and guiding them, understand? And everything was ran by God, like from the diet to the legal system to there was no like separation of church and state. There was like only Judaism and nothing else, okay? And that was do you understand? So it's like a lot of people are by trying to get back to Old Testament laws. I might get into more doing commentary on some silly, ridiculous. It happens all the time. Because I actually had to be a Bible and no doctrine. When I tune into pastor sermons, and it's always like, okay, he's wrong with this, he's wrong with that. So I might get into more teaching, like commentary. I also started streaming live on TikTok after somewhat of a hiatus. Many years that I wasn't, but many months that I wasn't streaming live on TikTok. And we back throwing up some clips from my YouTube stream shorts, upload them to TikTok now and then, but I got back into live stream on TikTok now and then. So this is part of my coaching. So that's another thing, was like I haven't seen another taught video in Sweden or elsewhere being as valuable to the TI community as I am. And most online TI so-called are fakes, okay? It's like the TI community is like 90% gang stalking fake TIs, perps, that then have a job to pretend to be TI online and crazy talk and have to cover up gang stalking with the crazy talk. Hence all the fake TIs talk about brain chip implants and ELF weapons and remote pneumonia and synthetic telepathy and all this other crazy talking points that the handler gets them to hype. Now, one of the things I've been doing is teaching targets the truth, warning targets about covert entry, which is something the program wants to do to you if you talk with all. They want to sneak inside your home with a spare key or pick up whatever, get inside your home. That's why it's called covert entry, as opposed to overt. Like a regular classic home invasion. It's like you come home and it's like the door has been broken off the hinges or a window is busted and your TV is missing. That's not covert, okay? It's like obviously somebody was in there once in a while. Covert entry, the point doesn't tell you know. It's sneaking inside the home away and poisoning your food or spraying chemicals in your bed, doing bad things like that. And I've been teaching targets, first of all, warning targets about the attack, and then teaching targets how to deal with it. And that's by having a covert entry in our system. So I have a live stream and a video recording going, and other targets could use the same system. So my covert entry in our system is I have a video recording, and I could add more stuff. But it's like the basic thing, the base level. It's a video recording and a live stream. So my wife, was going to the hospital. And I don't think she would have a problem with me talking about that. Because a lot of times she comes into my chat and be like, I'm on the way to the pharmacy, or I'm on the way home, I'm going shopping, something like this. So, my wife is a Christian too. I want her to the Lord. I'm married to a Christian woman in Thailand. And when we met 6+ years ago, she wasn't a Christian. And I preached Christ and Him crucified to her. And she was converted. And we married. So we're remotely married. And some people teach that it's not legit, you can't get married. It's legit. So we're remotely married. Okay, we married each other, exchanged vows. And okay, do you want to be my wife forever? Yes. And do you want to be my husband forever? Yes, type of stuff. And we married, husband and wife. So God willing to take from a long distance relationship to a close one. Eventually, God willing. Now, anyway, today we talk on video calls every day, and text each other. And today, when I talked on a video call, she said that her mother had to go to the hospital because she'd been bitten by a centipede. And in Thailand, they have so many different, like exotic, negatively exotic animals. Well, in the sense that exotic, that we don't have all these animals, and it's like part of how exotic they are to me is like there's very few venomous creatures in Sweden. There's like one venomous snake, Vipera Hugo, and there's just one snake in Sweden that's venomous. And it's like, you know that if you see it, it's like, okay, that's the one that's venomous, stay away from it, okay? And it's not like if you go into forest, it's like 16 different snakes are venomous and spiders and scorpions and things like this. It's just like one thing that if you see it, you know that is the one venomous thing. That's like really seriously. Now we have flying like hornets and stuff, okay? But it's like they're not as risky. So anyway, here's the point. Um, my wife, her mother got bitten by a centipede, and they have venomous centipedes in Thailand, and she got bitten by a venomous centipede, and she went to the hospital, and we said she gave her 10 grams of vitamin C before she went to the hospital. And then, okay, I'm not. This is not medical advice information. I'm just telling you. So she would told me, yeah, we told me her mom after being bitten by a venomous snake, uh, lit incense and sang kumbaya. So for this, he said that's obviously not like I'm not a doctor telling people what they should be doing. I'm just telling you. So we told me after her mother had been bitten by the venomous centipede, she gave her 10 grams of vitamin C right away. And I talked to her and I go, yeah, it's good you told me this, and that you remembered to tell me that kind of. So well, here's the point. So she gave her 10 grams of vitamin C, and then she said her mom, after she got bitten by it, said it had a lot of pain. Okay, and then they went to the hospital. So the first thing that we did after her mom was bitten by a snake, she gives her some vitamin C, 10 grams, mix up water, vitamin C water with 10 grams in it, and gave it to her mom. And she also gave her some anti-allergy medication, chlorpromazine or something, which I guess is a histamine or something like this. And she said because like over the counter stuff they had at home that's like anti-allergy. Uh, and I guess the thinking was in case she would have an allergic reaction. So she gave her 10 grams of vitamin C in this anti-allergy medication. Now I'm not a doctor, so this is not nothing I've said is like we take as medical advice information. It's still a personal belief and opinion that I should take as a fact. Okay. So I mean I could be telling you about when I was a kid in Waldorf, some of the Waldorf people I went to Waldorf school as a kid. It's like yeah, in some part of that culture here people go like if I catch a cold I go bury like a potato in the full moon and I believe it will cure me my cold or something like this. And it could be right or wrong since I tell you like do you understand? So it's like I'm not gonna get to oh I had to do 16 this famous now because I shared what my wife in the video called that her mom had been a venomous animal and she told me that she gave her 10 grams of vitamin C and then anti-allergy meds. Now I'm not a doctor, okay? And nothing I've said is such mistake as medical information. It's still my personal belief and opinion. I take it as fact, okay? So that reminds me, maybe it's the same one where there's a YouTuber and his whole brand is like he gets beaten by it's almost like jackass format. Was like they do things. I've seen this YouTuber that he makes videos like he gets stung by this hornet, he gets beaten by this snake like on camera, and the content is he gets stung by venomous animals, he lets himself get stung by scorpion, beaten by venomous snake, or some bite. And I remember one of us had a talking centipede. Before the video he had it and like let it bite him in the arm. I said, it's so painful. So I wonder if it was the same one. But what happened was they had like a basket and she was rummaging through to get something and unbeknownst to her there was a venomous centipede that had moved in there without he was squatting there. He said, it has to be paying rent. But he moved in there and then as she was rummaging through she got bitten by the poisonous centipede. Okay. And her dad rushed her to the hospital, and we gave her 10 grams of vitamin. She mixed up 10 grams of vitamin C water, whatever the amount of water was. Put 10 grams of vitamin C in there. I had mom drink this, and she also said she gave her some anti-allergy medication, like over-the-counter anti-allergy medication. And her dad took her to the hospital, and she didn't finish the whole drink, but she drank some of the vitamin C water. And then she was rushed to the hospital. So, and she had said it was very painful, which I don't believe that she's lying. Okay, so with animals like that are venomous, it's not just like the mechanical damage, or like if you get poked with something, like you step on a tack, it will give you pain. But it's like the thing that also like bit you. It's not just that, it's like it's squeezing and kind of punching you. Like that is hurting in itself. If you have like a bird bite you, then it's not venomous. It just hurts that it bites you. Okay. Now if you have venom on it, the venom can also give you pain. So I sent this link, a link to this lesson to my wife, and she might come up and keep me updated. Honey, I'm on my way home now, or I'm at the hospital now, or my mom came home from the hospital, or whatever ends up happening. So I'm making some changes to the stream here. Yeah, so she got bitten by venomous centipede. They have all kinds of animals that are kind of venomous. In Sweden, there's just one venomous snake. In Thailand, I think they have more than 3 snakes that are venomous. And that's like a modest guesstimation. There might be 12 of them, or species of snakes that are venomous. Scorpions, all kinds of animals are venomous. All kinds of animals are venomous. I'm gonna drop some links in the chat to check out this website. I have 2 streams going, so my code entry now system is a live stream and a video recorder. And other targets can learn from that. A lot of targets haven't even realized yet that that's a tactic that pros use of code entry. Yeah, and I don't, part of the gang stalking that I teaching program is cyber stalking. There's a lot of people shopping my chat attacking me of cyber stalkers, gang stalking cyber stalkers, paid gang stalkers, you recruited to target me. So just as people that are targeting me in real life for the programs, those people targeting me online. And if people are toxic, and a big part of the target is narcissistic abuse tactics, which means I can get targeted by other people being able to tell I'm being targeted. Now, people that are really disrespectful for any reason, if people show up attacking my chat, if it's because they put up to do it or they're just a toxic person doing it on their own volition, they're on the code. You get blocked. Okay? I don't tolerate that. I don't let people show up and attack me in my chat and I get blocked, period. Yeah, so I had a Amazon delivery driver here before. I got my bottle called a cider, which I ordered from Amazon, delivered today. So it came a little bit early. When I ordered it on Amazon, it said expect delivery 26 to 28, and today it's the 25th. So it was actually early, which is, if I recall, unless it said 24 to 28 or 24 to 26, but whatever, it right today. And yesterday I also ordered some other stuff from Amazon. No, I didn't unbox it from Amazon stuff. So anyway, I get a little bit kind of, it's like there's too many things going on, I gotta focus here. So I'm gonna post the link. I just posted in the laptop stream, Chuck Ladybird's website and radio show archive. So yeah, my name is Mike SAHA. I'm a Christian Tony video living in Oxelösund, Sweden. I'm a Christian actually being persecuted by the world. And it's not just organic, this is coordinated. There's a secret network, global network of gang stalkers, so-called. There's a secret one called gang stalker told riddles. that recruits people to stalk and harass and target a so-called target video. So I'm a target of gang stalking, and I've been targeted for more than a decade. And I'm a target of gang stalking. I've been targeted for more than a decade. And it's called gang stalking because a part of this is people being put up to stalk me. And now when I go outside, there's going to be people in every store I go to that are in on the target. Anytime I go somewhere, there's going to be people that I can't all the way. So if I leave, there's going to be people, some cars to drive past are gang stalkers that they got sent to show up around me because they work for the police. If I go to a store, there's been some people already when I arrive there sometimes. They've been sent out in advance. They're gang stalkers. More people come through the door. So it's not just in stores, okay? But if I go out in public, these people are sent to appear around me, they are gang stalkers. So when I post Chuck Lagerberg's Chuck Latia. Here we go. I'm also going to drop my wife's PayPal link in the chat. There you go. Okay. I gotta get going. We'll all go down to Dixie, away, away. These Union boys must understand that we must find his Uncle Sam. Away, away. We'll all go down to Dixie, away, away. They have a remix to Union Dixie Trap remix. Okay, I like that one. Okay. We're calling king and men of shadows. Union boys will whip the batters right away. Up away. Right away. Up away. We'll all go down to Dixie. Away. Away. It's Dixie. Oh, I don't know the lyrics by heart. They all these Union boys must understand that we must find his Uncle Sam. Away. Away. We'll all go down to Dixie. We're Cardinals, kings, and men of shadows. Union boys will win the bells right away. Right away. So they had a union, a confederacy. So I guess that song was part of it's a marching song. So I reckon that's the good side, okay? It's a song of the good side. Because they're going to the north where men are still kept as slaves. And where Cardin is king and men are shadows. Which meaning they went marching there to fight the people that are still having black people treat them like chattel, like livestock, okay, and making a pick on them for. So we all go down to Dixie, away, away. We're Cardinals, king, and men of chattels. Union boys will win. Yeah, you had a union, you had a confederacy, which means the Confederate would be the ones with the red flag with blue X and stars on it. That'd be the Confederate. I'm pretty sure, okay? Now, it's like it wouldn't be that big of a loss if I got some detail wrong about that, okay? So it's not my country. So, get ready to go outside, downtown. Forget all your troubles, forget all your cares, and go downtown. Everything's waiting for you downtown. Maybe you know some little place you can go where there are movie shows downtown. Do 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 do, Petula Park downtown. Do 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 do. You can forget all your problems, forget all your cares, go downtown. Everything's waiting for you downtown, downtown. Maybe you know some little place you can go where there are movie shows downtown. They actually used to be, speaking of the, okay, like the Dixie. There actually used to be a a guy in this neighborhood. I'm not gonna point at like his back or something like this. I point him out too much. But for many years there was somebody's neighborhood that would fly a Confederate flag off of the balcony. Okay, so there's few people that use the flag holders, but these apartments on every balcony they have like a flagpole holder here for people that want to. I'm pretty sure everybody has it, and if not, at least a lot of people do. Because as you move in here, they have like a flag holder. Okay. Unless it was the guy that lived here before that put this up because he wanted a flag. Where's the point? There used to be a guy that I noticed, somebody, guy, woman, whoever, an apartment that would fly the Confederate flag, like the red one with the X on it. And that's like a flag of the bad side that want to keep black people as slaves. And in this neighborhood, it's like I see black people. I see black people like in Bruce Willis movie. Okay, it's actually it's like I see quite a lot of black folks. Okay, black folks around here. Okay, so and we like the kind around here. Understand? We like the black folks. I don't have a problem with black folks. Okay, I'm not gonna like you just because you're black. But my point is this: it's like I don't have a problem with black people. Okay. Now, just on the basis of being black. If a black person does something bad to me, I have a problem with them just like as if a white person does it. So what's the point? It's kind of weird because it's like in Sweden we have high immigration, we have a lot of Somalians here and black people. And I think a lot of black people in Sweden, they're Somalians. There might be more Somalis than Nigerians or Kenyans or something like this. Now, as a white person, I'm not an expert in like the different types of black people really, but I reckon statistically a lot of them are from Somalia and from the a lot of people immigrated because there's been like a civil war and problems. And where's the point? So yeah, in this neighborhood, there was a guy that I noticed was bringing a guy, woman. One of the apartments was flying a Confederate flag, and in this neighborhood, there's a lot of black people. Okay, and not only this neighborhood, but in Sweden, there's quite a lot of Swedish. That you have African Americans. So what would it be? African Swedes. Okay. And I thought, it's like, I wonder if he knows what that flag, if he just bought it at like a garage sale, I thought it looked cool. Or if he knows what the flag represents. Yeah, so I'm heading downtown and go shopping. Okay, so I'm going downtown today. And I gotta go to the liquor store. I'm also going to be doing some recycling. I've had a bag in my bedroom where I've been throwing cans, like energy drink cans and stuff. And it's full to the brim, so I'm gonna bring that with me to some recycling. There's 2 Swedish crowns per can that you get if you recycle the can. When I grew up, it would be 1 crown. At least on the small cans, maybe 2 crowns on the big ones. I'm not sure, but it's 2 crowns per can. So 5 cans will be 10 crowns, approximately $1. For 5 cans, you get the equivalent to $1. 5 cans, $1. Okay. Yeah. So let's get dressed. This is my jacket. And I'm going recycling and to the liquor store. So since I'm a Christian individual, I'm literally in a war. It's a war that's been waged on me. And this program does is recruit people to show up around me to talk with narcissistic dog abuse tactics. But intermittently it's happened that as I'm out in public, they have a perp walk past me, spray chemical and stuff like this. There's been over the years several covert targeting events where I've been shot in dead with a dart gun, one of the most significant physical attacks by the program, which could have been an assassination attempt. You can YouTube search CIA dart gun, and they had a dart gun in the 70s already that could give you a heart attack or stroke if you get one into your body. I suspect it was something like that, kind of the same payload, something similar. And more than 3 years after this happened, I still have a numb spot on my right leg. Another way I've been told, and other told videos, real ones have been told, is with chem sprays, where they have cars that can drive past you and like spray a chemical on you. And perps can have like spy gadgets and covert like walk past and stuff. So gang stalking is a war waged on video. It's more accurate to describe it as a war, this waged on video, like a covert war, than to describe it as adult bullying or something like this, which would cover maybe 3% of the targeting. They'd be like downplaying it if you said that, minimizing it. So you're targeted with psychological warfare and physical warfare, chemical warfare, food poisoning, chemicals being used to target you, so on and so forth. So after having had that permanent damage, been shot in the leg with a dart gun, or so, whatever the weapon was, in my right leg, and I still have, I feel 24/7, like an off feeling, like a pressure numb feeling in my right calf, where the dart entered. And it was, I'm going to the same corner store actually, to do my recycling. Unless I have a change of mind and walk downtown and recycle in the store. They have different recycling stations there. So I go there, and it's as usual, there's gang stalkers in there and more coming in. And as I pay for my stuff, perp walks past me, and he's holding his stuff in his hand. And I feel something hit my right leg, impact my right leg. And then right after, quickly, there's a strange feeling radiating up and down from what I call the injection site. I mean, if you're hit with a dart gun, it's a payload, you went into your body. Then from where I felt it hit, do you understand? A perp walks past me, I feel something hit my right leg as he walks past me. Okay, holding stuff in his hands. He's holding stuff, so you could have like a dart gun like this or something like this, some little thing there. And right after I feel hit me, there's a strange feeling spreading from that place. I feel I would describe it as like a twitchiness itchy, twitchy, numb feeling, like a numb feeling mingled with an itchy twitchiness, like nerve twitches. Okay, like you've had, most people have what they have like involuntary muscle spasms around the eyes, like nerve twitches, at least once in their life. That type of feeling. Itchiness, twitchiness. So it's like an irritant, some kind of irritant. So basically a poison. And if it was attempted to kill me or not, I'm not sure. But I was attacked with a weapon called weapon program. And I still have, after 3 years this happened, still have a numb spot. So like a permanent off feeling in that right leg. Now that didn't take away my punching power. That's still remarkable if you see my training videos. Power comes from the legs. Other type of athleticism, I can sit on my knees and just arm punch and hit crazy hard. I got videos to prove it. So people are going, so it's like, yeah, if they thought that that's gonna either kill me or take away my athleticism, I'd be walking with a limp for the rest of my life. Sorry to disappoint you, okay? I maintain my athleticism. I can jog, jump, squat, kick, throw hands and stuff. They didn't take away my athleticism. They didn't make me a cripple. Okay. Now, anyway, support. So after being attacked by the program physically in several ways, I had to wear clothes that act as armor. So the basic is multiple quality layers to make it, give me a chance, make it harder for a dart gun dart to make it through my clothes into my body again. So the basics of my TI survival, TI PPE gear, TI personal protection equipment, it's covering as many surface, if I was going to explain it, covering as much surface skin there as possible. So you want as few square centimeters, inches of uncovered skin as possible. If you have target readers watching that want to emulate my protection, if you get to report a target where they start hitting with dart guns or try to, and a lot of targets will die the first time they try it, most likely. So anyway, that's the point. Multiple quality layers, covering as much skin as possible with multiple quality layers. If a liquid toxin gets sprayed on it, it's often called transdermal absorption. If they will have a spray and you get a drop of a poison liquid on your finger, it's going to hurt you more versus if the same drop ends up here and you'll be evaporating, outgassing, and you have less of it absorbed from your skin. So wearing multiple quality layers help with chemical toxins and dart guns as it is. So the basics is basically I'm covering as much skin as possible with multiple quality layers, and that helps to. And now I'm not crazy. It's not like I'm immortal now, but it's like I'm making it harder. See, I make it harder for them to get a dart gun dart into my body again. I make it harder for them to poison me with chemical liquids by spraying them on me, and it's not like that means that I can't be. It's like I can still be affected in different ways, but it makes it harder to pull it off and gives me a chance that an attempt to get a toxin into my body fails. Okay, so kind of similar to body armor. So people with body armor in war zones, it's not covering your whole body, but if you get shot in the armpit, the bullet still goes in there. Understand? But it's like you're covering a big part of your body. It's just part we won't do as much. See? So anyway, gonna get going here. Another interesting thing is being a target. This is a government program too. Gang stalking is a government program. I like to say I'm a handsome guy in disguise when I go outside because look at my YouTube shorts, I'm not really looking. But as I go outside, it's like I'm a handsome guy in disguise. Yeah. So here goes. We're gonna get this on. And this harness, which I bought on Team a long time ago, it's broken in different ways. And how you're supposed to use it, it has like a thing that you attach to your phone and then kind of clip that on and screw it on here. I wear it a different way. Just tie it like this. So I wonder how many people in the city are part of the secret persecution program called gang stalking, the secret stalking cult network. Maybe 300. Let's There's around 10,000 inhabitants in the city. Maybe 300 people are working for the program. So, we're gonna get going. I've been doing waterboarding. So I'm gonna switch now to the back cam. Backpack. Norco is my favorite energy drink. Sugar-free with electrolytes and a high amount of caffeine in it. Gonna check the stream. Okay. So with the harness like this, get a sense of the angle. Okay. Yes, I'm leaving. Take care, guys. Here's my bodyguards. Hold on the fort. Like this. Yeah, so I am a Christian taught video on power secret persecution program called gang stalking. And I've been taught for more than a decade. And this program recruits people to talk in different ways. And I'm going outside. There you go. Fine. We can put that. Yes. Hi. Before starting this stream, I did some research on the terms of service on YouTube because I've been a little bit tentative before, as before when I've gone live and I go downtown to do shopping, and kind of the real time that I go to the liquor store, that I take the phone and switch to the front camera to film my face, and kind of been putting the effort not to film liquor bottles in the liquor store and stuff, because I was unsure if that's against the terms of service, if I could get like a strike from being in a liquor store and people can see liquor bottles in there. So I asked ChatGPT before going outside today, and they said that you can do it. It's like you can do live vlogs, a vlog, live stream, whatever, in a liquor store, as long as you're not marketing alcohol, like you're not allowed to like sell it in your streams and market it, but you can film inside of a liquor store in a YouTube stream or video, and there can be like cigarette packs or alcohol bottles visible, as long as you don't kind of market it. Okay, so a liquor store couldn't get a YouTube channel and have live streams at the liquor store and kind of take customers or something like this, but as a YouTuber you could have a vlog and go into a liquor store and buy liquor bottles, and it's not a problem. I got to the corner store today. That's the first stop, the corner store. Then the liquor store. And after that, see what we got. I looked before I crossed the street. Oh, it says it's out of commission. Automaten är ur funktion. Some of the people that I encounter as I'm outside are so-called perp gang stalkers that have gotten sent out to go where I am. Not every person that you see on camera, every car, every person is a gang stalker, a so-called perp, like a person, secret agent working for the secret government protocol, gang stalking. Some of them are. So let's say I go to the liquor store. If there's 10 people in there, maybe 2, 3, or 4 of them are part of the secret network, this program called gang stalking. Call them agents for now. If I go to the supermarket and there's 30 people in the supermarket, gonna have 3 to 10 of them, and it's like they will move them, so it could be as I walk into the store there's already 3 people in there, and then there's more people walking into the store after I arrive, and then some leave, some others come in, so there'd be at least 5 people in the supermarket when I'm in the shopping. So I thought it'd be at least 5. And yeah, so I kind of square what I'm saying. So I'm not paranoid, and I like to make it clear that since I'm live streaming and I'm telling people I'm a recorded video when I go outside, some people around me are going to be agents. I'm not saying that any person you see on my streams is an agent. There's more people that are not agents than people that are. So, first stop will be ICA supermarket, ICA Quantum supermarket, to do my recycling. As I get to this shady area, I'm gonna put my phone out, check my stream and make sure it's still live streaming. Yes, it is. They have a recycling station in here. Take a left again into the recycling station. Okay, so this is not, it's a bummer. Does have a cylindrical effect. This is actually the filter for my kettle. I have a kettle at home. I bought from Amazon. And you can use it to just boil plain water for making instant coffee. Or you can fill this with tea. And it attaches to the lid. And somehow that ended up being in my recycling bag. Possibly if I just grabbing cylindrical shapes and throwing them here. Going by it kind of feel. I picked it. See, it kind of looks like a skinny can, like a small can. It's like a cylinder that's shiny, like aluminum color. So, okay. Next up, go to the liquid. That guy's some cool cans. So, next stop, liquid stop. It's a quote. So part of what you get on that side is called street theater, direct conversation. So, hej. Ja, har ni slut på finlaggan eller är den kanske där borta?
Ja, precis. Den står
Jaha, okej. Jag tror ni hade den här förut.
Ska vi se.
Är det slut på den kanske?
Slut på den där.
Jag får med att den brukar vara här någonstans.
Ja, den ska stå här. Då har den utgått och sortiment.
Har den det?
Ja, om det är någon annan rökig du vill ha kanske.
Det är just, jag gillar med den, det är batch strength whisky.
Ja.
Och kostar mindre än 500 kronor för en 70 centiliter.
Ja.
Så jag vet inte, jag vet att andra som är i samma kategori, att det är batch strength. Det finns Aran, heter en.
Mm.
Och den kostar 600 någonting tror jag.
Ja, de är ju lite dyrare. Det vi kommer närmast här med just med rökigheten, det är ju Ardenberger 559.
Okej.
Och sen har du ju...
Finns det någon annan som är sån IRL, alltså batch strength? Det är att det är typ 50% någonting.
Nej, det är bara rökigheten vi kan komma upp
Ja.
där. Och sen har du ju Lafroy också.
Okej. Det som är bra med den är eftersom att den har så hög procent så kan man blanda ut den mer.
Ja, jo.
Förstår du? Alltså om man brukar säga att whisky 35% är gyllene koncentrationer. Så man kan blanda ut till mer
35% groggar om man skulle vilja ha det.
Ja.
Förstår vad jag menar?
Ja då.
Så att ju högre procenten är, desto mer kan man spä ut den utan att det blir bara vatten.
Ja. Ardenberger här ligger på 46.
Ja. Ja, det kanske blir någon gin istället då.
Ja, precis.
Det vet jag att ni har. Det har jag hittat här för. Det är sånt som man kanske kan fortfarande beställa online.
Ja,
Online-sortimentet är mycket större än på affär. Det vet jag. Det har hänt några gånger att jag har köpt någon specialrom som de inte har på plats. Den här Jamaica 109.
Ja.
109 Jamaican rum. Den är sockerfri rom.
Ja.
Vissa av dem har ju socker. Men den är sockerfri rom. Och den destilleras på kopparpanna. Ja.
Ja.
Ska vi se. Det var en gin som jag hade köpt här förut. Hoppas den inte. Här, titta, Tanqueray.
Ja.
Ja, och det här var mycket av det. Det är 70 centiliter.
Ja. 43,1.
Ja. Ja, det blir en sån där istället.
Ja.
Det var ett billigare köp idag.
Trevligt att vi hade det
Vart
med.
det?
Det är nöjd i alla fall.
43. Ja, okej.
Ja,
Sådär, tack.
trevlig dag.
Detsamma. Hej. Ja. Yes, här. Ja, nej tack, det är bra. Okej, ha det bra. Hej. I don't like that, they were out. De hade slutat sälja min favoritwhisky, Finlegen. De hade en whisky, Finlegen. Irriterande. Jävla drygt. Hello, babe. Okay, babe. I'm angry. I'm irritated because my favorite whiskey that I was gonna buy, they don't sell it anymore. I'm gonna go check their website and see. Yeah, I'm gonna ask if I can turn it by the way. Jag kom på att ni har en annan whisky. Det var whisky jag kom hit för.
Jaha.
Och ni har tagit bort den här finlaggan i sortimentet.
Ja, precis.
Och då var det att jag köpte den här på införbar. Men sen kom jag på att ni har en annan whisky som är samma sak. Aran heter den.
Ja, men
Så
det är klart
jag kan kolla först om ni har
Ja,
den.
men gör det. Så
Ja.
jag har den där.
Jag skulle ha tagit kvittot när du frågar.
Ja, men jag kommer ihåg.
Ja. My skin is crying now. Kan de ha Aran här? Vi får se. Förhoppningsvis så har de den. Vi får se. Singmo. Har de Aran här? Homo. Får kolla. Vi kanske har forskat lite mer när jag gick hit. Vi kollar. Ska vi se om man kan ha sån. Aran. Så brukar ha den i ett papprör, kommer jag ihåg. Pappersrör. Där har en whisky också på andra sidan. Jag hittar inte här. Ska jag kolla. Kanske kan fråga ett ögonblick. Den här. 46. Det här. nästa månad kanske jag får det. Lock. 40. Get down behind the beds. Jävla skit. Det var 45. Det är stor skillnad. Det var 40. Jag ska också. Vem var det? Vad blir det? Det här skit fucking samma. Det där var... Nej, skitsamma. Nej, skitsamma. Jag skiter i det. Nej, det får vara... Det blir den där då. Jag skiter i det. Ja. Ja, det fanns inget annat så det får bli den där.
Det blir den där.
Ja. Jag skulle kanske ha kollat online istället så jag visste vad som fanns. Okej, ja, ha det bra. Hej. Jävlar, det... Yeah, so basically I want to buy a whiskey that has at least 50%. There'll be 100 proof, I think. So I wanted to get a whiskey that's at least 50% strength or something else. I didn't have it. Well, there's nothing that was up to call. So yeah, I was here to buy a certain type of whiskey. I didn't have it. I bought something else. So the favorite whiskey in that store, my favorite type, they don't sell it anymore. I might start ordering online instead or research next time. I'm gonna buy alcohol. Check the website what they have available or order online. A person looked like a gay troll that got locked. It comes in peace, bro, love you, pal, and then like 30 horror movies, which is not normal male behavior. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's on these gay trolls that pretend to be gay to troll the attacker. That's a harassment tactic, I guess, where they get put outside the stocks to act like they're gay and get hit up and stuff. Yeah, so some of the people in the store are gang stalkers. What is a gang stalker? It's an agent work for the gang stalking program. That's what it's called. Not every person is. But I've been able to tell. I can tell who's a gang stalker is now. Most of the time. Really fucking cool. So specifically what I was looking for was 70 centiliter bottle, at least 50% strength. And there's one that I know. 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 A bottle I bought before that is up to my standards. 50% alcohol strength, 70 centiliter bottle. I want to be 50 plus. And I went looking for it, didn't find it. I asked the guy who works there, and he helps me look a little bit. He looks and he said, oh, I guess we'll stop carrying that. And then I go look for something else that is up to the same thing. A whiskey, at least 50%, like 100 per 50% alcohol strength in a 70 centiliter bottle. While also another thing, it would have to be not too expensive. Like my personal budget. Okay, how much I'm going to spend at most. And there's another one that I knew that had at least 50% and wasn't horribly expensive, and you didn't have that one either. So, and I buying a bottle of gin instead. So I guess the benefit, the positive, is there was less money spent because it was less expensive.
Nej, vi lurar på dottern och jag. Hon pratar om imorgon och det här teststudion.
My wife, be wonderful. That's my wife, Supeya Owan. That account is my wife. She said hi and she will. I'm gonna take. Okay, babe. Okay, babe. No. You know what, you motherfucker? I think I forgot to collect the fucking receipt när jag pantade. I think I might have forgotten to get the fucking receipt. There's a lot of fucking bullshit things going on today. I gotta go check if I'm lucky it's getting there. When I was recycling before, I think I didn't get the receipt from the machine. And what was that, 30 minutes ago? So, hurry up and check it, see if it's still, if it says you can click to get your receipt. Now, most likely the game stocking program. If they want to fuck with me, they would have sent somebody to get a mail. Motherfucker, piece. Okay, now here we are. It's still there. See? If it's mine, let's check. What, $50 something? 50 crowns? Yes. Okay. See, I was lucky this time. That $5.3. It's not a fortune, but it's something. I'm the part of a secret porn called game stalking. They recruits people to target me online in real life. It's called stalking because every time I go to the supermarket, people are sent there. They are agents and they do things to make you feel harassed and attacked. Subtle psychological targeting. Sometimes physical, narcissistic dogs abuse tactics. Another targeting tactic you get is directed conversation. So they have ways to make me feel targeted and harassed in the supermarket, but they had to hide how they're attacking me because this is corruption and evil. So one way they target is called directed conversation, where they have people have a conversation around it and they're using trigger words. It's called narcissistic dog whistling abuse tactics. I won't be surprised if this woman here was doing that idea. That wouldn't surprise me, okay? Wouldn't surprise me. So, I'm a total individual. När jag säger wouldn't surprise me if they told me that they were, it's not the same as saying as they were doing it. That's the point. This program stalks, harasses, and targets me. And a big part of the talk is called narcissistic dog behaviors. And one of the ways that they do that is they will have a conversation. So interesting how when I was on the other side of those two people have a conversation, I was like, could be narcissistic dog abuse tactics. I go around and she's got a dog on the backside of the backpack, see, which could be part of the whole thing. Be like, oh, he's paranoid, his sister woman had a dog on the backpack, that's what makes him say he was targeted by narcissistic dog abuse tactics, make it look ridiculous. I won't be surprised if that was targeted. And part of the narcissist always be, they can be communicating veiled murder threats against your loved ones, for example. I've had secret society member relatives threaten to murder my mother as a blood sacrifice on the phone with passive aggressive narcissist abuse tactics. I'm not joking, this type of stuff is part of Torah. There's like a whole theme they were running for a long time. Like the threatening to murder my mother as a blood sacrifice has been a big part of it. Psychological warfare for a long time on YouTube. About on a big part of Torah. So yeah, anyway, I know that these filthy coward motherfuckers now. Notice how it's like they're real tough in the chat, the cyberstalkers. But ain't not one fucking soul getting up in my face and wanting to throw hands and fuck with me. There's nobody pointing at me laughing. There's nobody getting in my face like you're a faggot or something like this, like the cyberstalkers do online in my chat, say. And I'm alone here, see. But even though they're always in groups, it's like 5+ of them in the supermarket. None of them ever start shit with me, understand? They know better than that. And now and then I get up on one of them and confront them and see if they want to do something. Meaning I say, I go up there to check. It's like I see somebody in this store that's a gang stalker. And I don't run scared. It's like sometimes I go, let's get close to that person, see if what they will do. And kind of maybe it's like a, looks like they could be, like somebody over there is like, oh, looks like they could be one of these people got told to put on a t-shirt with a skull on it, which has been like a theme in the targeting. And then let's get close and see if they do some directed conversation or something to kind of confirm if they're a gang stalker, one of these people. But I have gotten targeted in this store before, including some people that were staff members. They're like a skit woman. Standing in a group, I think the person working like a blonde, and as I approached the ice cream cooler, and one that looked like they're working here, like a red t-shirt on, and she does like this flexing, which I can see. It's like after I react once to some meat pic of some woman, like feminist propaganda picture. Also women flex their biceps. Like, yeah, this is part of the problem. They're working to like brainwash and this women into wanting to be tough guys and be less feminine. So now after that, they start have like women in the supermarket either wearing a t-shirt with a arm flexing, or a woman who's get told to, like, as I come here, there's like a group of 3 women that want to get told to like flex their arm as I'm passing them. It can be so subtle, this targeting. It's so insidious, so subtle. So put it like this, I would not be surprised if that old lady that was standing across the cooler having a conversation, if that was a directed conversation, as it's called. Narcissistic dog abuse tactics. You can say, I'm crazy all you want. You don't know what my personal life is. And I've explained this before. You can keep watching my videos and I explain what narcissistic dog abuse tactics is. And I actually sometimes explaining how you can get targeted in the supermarket by agents or elsewhere without other people able to tell that they're being targeted. So if you go, I think these people are targeting me, it's supposed to make it look paranoid and crazy. And I really enjoy the fact that I can punch these motherfuckers proverbially. Do you understand? It's like I can really hurt the gang stalking program by coming home, starting a TikTok live stream later on tonight, and just spend like 2-3 hours on TikTok, talk about gang stalking, or go live on YouTube and talk about actually today. See, it's like, well, today I was in the supermarket and this happened, and kind of play off of that and use real world stuff. So yeah, basically, I like the fact that I can hurt this program. The program doesn't want people to hear about it, so a way to hurt the program is just to talk about it. And like Chuck Lindbergh said, the program doesn't want, the government doesn't want the word about gang stalking to get out. But if it does get out, they want to sound crazy and unearthly. So being a real TI, know the truth about gang stalking, just 20, 40, 60. Just going live and talk about this is a way to fight the program. Tjugo, 40, 60. 20, 40, 60. And I'm gonna keep resisting this program. You're gonna worry about it. And they wanted to think that I'm crazy because I'm speaking the truth about Victoria. Yeah, so I'm a gangstalk på en video. Gangstalk is really most volunteers and they don't want this to get exposed. They don't want people to wake up to this. And I'm gonna keep working to fight back into this program by work to wake people up. Hey. Ja, det var fan.
Ja, jag körde det.
Jaha. Ja. Ja, sådär. Tackar. Tackar. I have full live views now. If you're watching this, babe, leave a comment so I know you're still watching. Speaking of TikTok, subscribe to me on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok if you want to be able to watch my TikTok lives. I bought a 30 pack of eggs. Eggs are a high risk item to buy for tornado because they can they absorb it somewhat, which means hand in my backpack when I have to pull this hard drive past me and spray like a liquid chemical on my back. It's possible it can be soaked up by the eggs, absorb it somewhat to the shell. And it's also something that's easier for the plant to poison. Meaning if you're shopping as a tornado and they send a perp to go put a liquid toxin on an egg, it can absorb it. And if you forget to wash it and start boiling it, you get, do you understand? So basically, I don't have to over-explain it, but eggs is a high-risk item to buy for tornado. It's one of the things that are a little bit easier for the program to poison than others. Canned goods, for example, that's a little bit harder for them to poison. So if you buy canned sausage, there's a special type of cans that you have to open with a can opener. And it doesn't have like a glued on lid or however they attach it. So some cans are harder to tamper with than others. So there's cans that buy Bullen's Pilsner Korv. And you need a can opener. It's like a monolithic design. You need a can opener to open it. And obviously it'd be hard for the program to buy some of those, take them home, and then open them and reseal them somehow. It'd be tamper evident. It'd be evident that it's been tampered with. Other cans, they have, I don't know how they attach it, but it's like cans that have like a ring on the lid. You pull on the ring, it opens the can. They gotta have been glued or sealed somehow. Maybe like food glue or some kind of weld. I don't know how they seal them. But those obviously can be a little bit easier. Now the 3-pack of canned macroflame tomato sauce in the supermarket, they come in a shrink-wrapped plastic. So if you're told it video, be aware that the program poisons you. That's not always the program talks if you're told them you do. They attack with poisons. Food poisoning, cancer, things like this. A lot of talks don't know that. There's an ant hill. Go to the ant slugger. Consider her ways and be wise. Right. Go to the ant slugger, which have no OC, no ruler. There's ants here. This is the Bible verse. Passing the Bible. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Talks about which heaven knows overseer ruler. The point is if somebody is lazy and undisciplined. Go look at ants. They work hard. They're hard workers. Sometimes when I do a live stream like this and I'm either quoting a Bible verse or referencing it, after coming home watching the replay, sometimes I go get the verse on Bible Gateway search. Okay, go to the ant. Okay, here's the verse. Copy, paste it into the comment section with a timestamp at 43 minutes and then post the verse that I was talking about in there. So here's ants. That guy's carrying something there. If you sit here for too long, it's bringing some of the anthill with you home. See this other one, very close to my shoe there. I gotta get going. Just starting to cool off a little bit. Right here there's a good wind speed. I can feel the wind on my face. There's a wind coming here, and it's kind of like a ball wave, so I guess it speeds up here. I've been in here one time. One time on the way home or two here. On the way downtown or back home. They had a sign here that says Kyrkkaffe or something. It's like a welcoming sign. It's like drop in, welcome in, we're having some kind of event. I walked in there and they had like church coffee, where they had like a table where you could pour yourself coffee, have a bun. It's like some kind of cookie or something like this. And sit down and talk with people. Kind of hang out. And maybe it's mostly people or church people. But they had that. And it didn't say invitation only or like bring your card. It looks like it's like the church, they had a thing was had to have it open. Come and get a cup of coffee. For anybody. I remember I went in there. I had my King James Pocket Bible. I helped myself with some coffee, sat down, put my King James Bible on the desk. I went in there, put down my King James Bible. Went there, had a coffee, sat down, put my King James Bible on the table. After a while, I was just sitting there drinking my coffee. After a while, there's a priest, female deacon priest, that walked up and kind of introduced, hello, okay. and shook hands with her and I introduced myself. I'm Michael. She says Eva, Eve. And I cracked a joke. I said, if a snake offers you an apple, don't listen to him. Okay. It's like there's a female priest deacon. And I didn't go, it's like, okay, here we go. Let's preach a sermon now, as I do on my channel about like women should not be preached or teach about it. I didn't feel like I had to be mean to her. Okay. Nice and fun. I did crack a joke, and she introduced herself. That's Eva. Mikael. Eva, säger hon. Eve. Okay. Swedish word. Eva for Eve. The mother of all the living. Eve was first in the transgression, then Adam. And as she said, her name was Eve. And I said, I'm Michael. Shook hands. I'm Michael. Hello. And she said, I'm Eve. And I said something like this, you know. If there's a snake that offers you an apple, it's like don't believe him or something. You understand? Yeah. Because being in the profession of reading the Bible and talk about it, if anybody's gonna get the reference, it'll be her. And there's not even like a super hard riddle. I think the average reader will be able to get the reference. It's like Eve, Adam och Eva. So most people, the average person, has like a basic concept in Sweden and America about what the Bible teaches. Like, yeah, the Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, okay? And there was a snake, and there was a fruit that they took, and they, okay. So it's a shipping container. Okay. This is Budaborg. They have an escape room here. That's part of this. And this is the type of stuff where classes take like a day trip for school or something like this. And it's like an experience. Välkommen, experience the quest Budaborg. And they have escape rooms and stuff. There's an EV being charged. Äventyrsstaden Oxelösund. The adventure city Oxelösund. I'm just going up here to film this plaque. It looks kind of cool. Äventyrsstaden Oxelösund. And they have mini golf, yoghurt, camping, a campsite for people in the RVs. It's like one this they can plant. You can. They have like an RV park, trailer park. You call it, like a camping ground. And some people go there and put up a tent. Some people bring a RV. They have the coastal, this Cold War era, coastal battery, anti-naval battery. A cannon to shoot at Russian ships if they come to invade. Here's downtown where I was. Library. Yeah. I'll do one of these. Outfits of the day. Outfit of the day. There's another time where I'm outside and didn't run into the cake instead of woman who has bullied me on home before. And it's been a few times from outside to see if I run into her. It's happened before. I run into cake instead, but I go outside. I guess the cake instead when the woman has bullied me. Probably abuse in my own home. Bullying tactics. In a disgusting way. I've been curious to see if I'm gonna run into her one of these days when I'm outside. I wanna see if she tries bullying me again. So I'll have no light show. It'll be interesting. On the way I'm home. I'm home, it's me. And if you don't like what I'm doing, tough shit. I do what I want. So, I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not Mr. Nice Guy. I'm not a person who's afraid of people thinking I'm weird or not liking me. I am unapologetically boldly myself. And I have the courage to be who I am and not apologize or try to people please. So a lot of Christians unfortunately are cowards and they're scared to preach Christ, talk about Jesus. They're scared to even have a YouTube channel and make videos, things like this. So unfortunately, my level of courage is rare. To be a Christian, one, just that, to be like
get a YouTube channel, because I have anonymous account, leave comments, but start making videos doing public speaking and preach Christ to people. Okay, and yeah, so if people don't like what I'm doing on my channel, well, you can switch the channel, okay? And here's another thing. People are so crazy sometimes. It's like people that show up in my chat start attacking me in the chat. I don't tolerate that, understand? I'm not a person who lets people disrespect and troll and attack me and insult me in my chat without blocking people. So, and a lot of times I don't even check the chat. I don't need comments. Use quality live streams.
So if you thought video watching this, here's the TI code internal system, one part of it. See, this, as I've been teaching for years, how to set up a covered internal system if you're taught video to stop the prompt from sneaking inside the home away. Here's a timestamp camera at video recording. The video is plugged into the wall. As I came home here, I can end it. And then I can click to watch the replay, see? And I have it set to segmentation, which means every hour it starts a new video, which is why this is 56 minutes long, this video file, even though I've been out for more than 1 hour. Every 1 hour it cuts the footage and starts a new one right away. It's called segmentation. So, oh, see, there I am coming home. It's even easier to demonstrate if you don't have segmentation. It'd be like a 2-3 hour live record rather. So obviously, if this was just one file, in the beginning it would have me leaving, and at the end it would have me coming back. See, and I could just scan back and forth. Okay, the door doesn't open in between, so nobody has gone inside. Here I am, see myself coming home to turn off the video, and then scroll back to the beginning. I see myself leaving, scroll back and forth. Door doesn't open in between, see, and before I'm coming home here. So. There you go. Then the second part is my live stream that I have going over here. Yeah, I'm home. Gonna end this live stream. Ska vi ändå video.